nature's intuitive internet. Did you know that nature is a massive unified field of information and energy? That every bit of the planet is connected, just like our humanity and our communities are connected through the internet, through cell networks, right? Or even through radio waves. How we're able to share information at incredibly vast distances. We have a digital internet, but nature is the OG. We are like outclassed by hundreds of millions of years. Right? We are outclassed by God's green earth, by Mother Nature. She has got us completely like washed when it comes to sharing information and having an internet of shared knowledge. Wow! We're going to talk about this because you're a part of this natural internet. I don't know if you were aware. Maybe you think you're a human on a device somewhere, and maybe you are assuming that you are completely separate from what's going on in all the amazing, great outdoors. But, you know, I'm sorry, not sorry to break it to you. You are part of that incredible nature internet. You're a part of the circle of life too. Sensei Victoria Whitfield from strategicmeditation.com, where I help impact-driven entrepreneurs and leaders like you get and stay grounded and clear in mind, body, and business. It is my joy and my mission to help you reconnect to the heart, to your inner confidence, to increase your energy so you can increase your income and impact. That's what this is all about. And this is your business energy flow forecast. And it is so that you can listen to it at the beginning of the day to set your mind right. Cast your mindset like a net to catch positive manifestation throughout the day. Cast it first, right? So hit that like, share, subscribe if you have not yet. Bookmark the page so that you're able to open up the day and listen to this as you're getting ready in the morning as a form of morning meditation, right? Your inner work. So let's get to it. If you have not yet, I highly recommend you watch the documentary Fantastic Fungi on Netflix or wherever it is on the internets, right, as you're able to find it. It is an incredible visual depiction of spiritual reality and based fully in science and in nature. You get to see it connected and completely depicted. It's such a powerful documentary. If you have not yet, put that on your watch list, or maybe you might want to rewatch it this week if you're like, oh yeah, I saw that. No, watch it after we talk today, okay? Because for centuries, in different spiritual traditions, different teachers have been saying we are one, right? Or God is one, all is one, coming back to a sense of connectedness or understanding that the universe is in everything, right? That is the lesson of the fractal, that the most infinitesimal piece is visible in the whole, right? That the same web of light in our minds is also throughout nature, and you can connect to it. Why is this important to you as a business owner? Because of the whole I am not enough. If you have ever told yourself I am not enough, or if you have ever secretly thought, or used maybe someone, not maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was someone that you love or that you were working with, so maybe this is about them. Let's talk about them over the air, let's talk about them over there, those visionaries over there. Got it. If you've ever heard someone saying, like, I'm scared because I don't know if I'm good enough yet, right? I feel like an imposter. I don't know if I know enough yet. I don't know if I'm skinny enough, strong enough, pretty enough, smart enough, strong enough, experienced enough, old enough, young enough, right? This whole business of I am not enough is something that can get in the way of our ability to perform the services that we're called to in our companies, in our communities, right, in our organizations. The assumption that you are not enough can stop you in your tracks from sending that email, from asking for the sale, from describing your business and your offer. It can stop you in your tracks thinking, oh, maybe I'm not white enough. Maybe I'm not man enough. Maybe I'm not liberal enough. Maybe I'm not conservative enough. Whatever. The whole I am not enough problem is what we're talking about today, because this, my spirit guide showed me, is not unlike, for those of us who were alive to remember this, the difference between using a computer by itself versus connecting the computer to the World Wide Web, as it used to be called, or now we call it the internet. So if you remember what that was like, or just go ahead and turn your phone on airplane mode, right, or use your laptop on airplane mode, or if you want to really be evil, turn the Wi-Fi off and see what happens for everyone with their devices. Like, it's just a TV. It's just a laptop now. I can't watch all of the streaming services. I can't read all of the articles. I can't watch all of the reels. Like, I can't access all that is available. This right here, what we're talking about is the difference between whether you're able to access the full extent of your enoughness of what you're really working with or not. If you believe that you are not enough, or if you know and love someone who does, right, think that they are not enough, it's because they have not plugged in yet to nature's internet. And I'm stoked to get to share this with you. But we gotta work through, we gotta back this up with history, science, and spirit. So let's start with history. Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill, we're working on the chapter on specialized knowledge. And the selection from this chapter that I'm drawn to read to you for this topic is, you don't have to start at the bottom. Let's do it. One may be inclined to ask, why go to all this trouble to secure a job? The answer is, doing a thing well is never trouble. The plan prepared by this woman, he's talking about a lady, you got to read the rest of the chapter, for the benefit of her son, helped him get the job for which he applied at the first interview at a salary fixed by himself. She wrote up the most amazing resume and cover letter, is essentially what he's saying, as the plan that she wrote up. Moreover, and this too is important, the position did not require the young man to start at the bottom. He began as a junior executive at an executive's salary. Why go to all this trouble? Right? Pause. Why take the time to connect on the front end? Why go to all this trouble? Unpause. Well, for one thing, the planned presentation of this young man's application for a position clipped off no less than 10 years of time he would have required to get to where he began had he started at the bottom and worked his way up. This idea of starting at the bottom and working one's way up may appear to be sound, but the major objection to it is too many of those who begin at the bottom never manage to lift their heads high enough to be seen by opportunity, so they remain at the bottom. It should be remembered also that the outlook from the bottom is not so very bright or encouraging. It has a tendency to kill off ambition. We call it getting into a rut. Does this sound familiar? Which means that we accept our fate because we form the habit of daily routine, a habit that finally becomes so strong we cease to try to throw it off. And that is another reason why it pays to start 1 or 2 steps above the bottom. By doing so, one forms the habit of looking around, of observing how others get ahead, of seeing opportunity, and of embracing it without hesitation. Connecting this to you plugging into nature's vast internet. If you were to use your phone without connection to Wi-Fi or a cellular network of any kind, no hotspot, no nothing, you would only be able to access the amount of information that is on that device. But if you connect to the internet, if you connect to the cellular network, you can access all the information that is available within that vast network of information, that unified field of knowledge out there in the ether, right? That we're connecting with wirelessly, right? And so the same thing is true for you as an individual. If you just think of yourself as if it is to be, it's up to me, and all I've got is just my 24 hours in the day, my 10 fingers and 10 toes, 2 hands and 2 feet. All I've got is my 2 eyes, 2 ears, my mouth. All I've got is just me. I'll never be more than where I came from, so I can't expect any more for where I'm going. Napoleon Hill explains this beautifully. If you take that kind of a mindset, just like a young man just graduating from college in his example here, and you enter the job market, you look for opportunities to get hired, to get clients. From that, all I've got is just me. All I've got is just little old me. It's just little old me. I'm never going to be enough. You're never going to be enough. You're going to put that out there. It's going to kill your ambition because you're working on your limited supply. But you've got to plug in to a greater source of knowledge, confidence, wisdom, and energy than just you if you're going to get out there and make the impact that you've seen in visionary. Have you received a vision of your future? Have you received a vision of the type of impact that you want to make in your industry? Have you seen a vision of the type of legacy you want to lead for your kids and for the world because you were here? Have you seen that vision? If you're really going to go for that, you've got to tap into more than just little old me. You are not just little old me. You have no idea what you're really working with. If today you chose to tap into what you're really capable of, what you really have access to. If you were to plug your human device, your devices as in the things that you do, which is an alternate definition of the word device, right? If you were to take your behaviors and actions and plug them into a source, like the source of all life, hello, I mean it with a capital S, if you were to plug that in to a higher power, whatever your belief system is. Well, I'm not saying you have to believe one thing in particular, but if you believe that there's something bigger than you that you have access to, like the internet, but I'm talking spiritually, something that you can call on that enters the room with you. And I'm not saying the Wi-Fi. I'm saying we can even just think of your ancestors backing you up. Depending on your belief system, you could say the angels. When you walk into the room, the angels come with you because they're always watching over you. Or for those who may have passed on, they're always watching over you and all their wisdom you have access to. If you were to tap into something bigger than you, you would quit it with the whole I am not enough. But look, watch this. Nature has a way of being magnificently intertwined and connected. And I'm pulling this article. It's from 2022 off of the fantasticfungi.com from the movie. So if you haven't watched it yet on Netflix, but this is 10 things to know about the mycelial network. So the mycelium, like, you think mushrooms are cool, you should see what's underneath them. What's underneath them? All this neural network that they emit. It's more than a root system. It's a natural brain and network of information being shared underground for hundreds of miles. And you have access to that as a part of nature. Watch this. So here's some things to know about the mycelial network. Nature is our greatest teacher, and she never ceases to amaze. Take, for example, the mycelial network. This underground web, like the World Wide Web, connects plants and trees, providing nutrients and even serving as a mode for communication. If the first you've heard of the mycelial network was in the Fantastic Fungi film, we wanted to offer you a peek into the secret and awe-inspiring world that always underfoot yet out of sight. By making the invisible visible, we can more profoundly connect with the magic and mystery of mushrooms and the planet as a whole. Here are 10 things to know about the mycelial network. 1, mycelium are the unseen parts of mushrooms, long threads hidden beneath the forest floor that serve as roots for mushrooms. Think of them as the telephone wires of nature's communication network. Through this network, plants and trees work with fungi in a symbiotic relationship. 2, the network is made of individual hyphae that are truly invisible to the naked eye. They can range from 2 to 20 micrometers in diameter. For reference, the finest human hair is 17 micrometers. A micrometer is 1,000th of a millimeter. 3, mycelium grows one cell at a time, but they keep branching in all directions, and the mycelial network has more connections than our brain's neural pathways. The network actually works much like our brains by using electrical impulses and electrolytes. 4, mycelium can extend for hundreds or even thousands of miles if they are stretched end to end. But since they are so compactly connected, you might find 200 kilometers or more in a single kilo of soil. Unbelievable. 5, the mycelial network is a shared economy where ecosystems flourish without greed. The mycelium underfoot ensures their close by neighbors have the resources, nutrients, water, etc., they need to flourish, but they also have formed ways to distribute nutrients across the entire network. 6, these fungal colonies, side note, that's called the feminine qualities of mycelia. Hello, divine feminine, thank you. Number 6, these fungal colonies have a biomass recycling program in place. Mushrooms are nature's cleaners, breaking down what's left behind by humans and other organisms and doing their best to leave the earth better than they found it, right? So this is like the digestive tract of nature is, or the garbage man, right? Waste management. 7. German forest ranger Peter Wolleben, author of Hidden Life of Trees, What They Feel, How They Communicate, discovers from the secret world, coined the term the Wood Wide Web. Since mycelium is how trees communicate with each other, by sending electrical signals through the fungal network underground, trees can learn, remember, nurse one another, and even keep long dead stumps alive. 8, according to research, the mycelial network has a primitive intelligence with decision-making ability and memory. It thinks and makes decisions. And scientists are working to understand how and why they forage, share resources, and relocate when necessary. Mushrooms forage and relocate? What? 9, the world's largest organism is a honey mushroom network in Oregon's Blue Mountains here in the USA. These mushrooms would stretch to almost 4 square miles if laid flat, and they cover more than 2,300 acres. How can so many mushrooms be all part of the same organism? It's because it's one mycelial network underground. 10, this is only the beginning. What we know about fungi and the mycelial network is a small part of their infinite wisdom. As we've learned from our partners at the Fungi Foundation, fungi will save us, and we can all learn from them. Okay, connecting this back to nature's internet and your ability to connect in. Beneath the ground, there's hundreds of miles of neural networks. It's like we're standing on top of a brain. We're standing on top of a brain, thinking and sharing and caring for one another. All of the plants that you see above ground are connected underneath. Can you imagine if a tree thought, I am not enough? It's impossible because of how connected beneath the surface, beneath the naked eye. There's more to you than what meets the eye. If you think what you're looking at when you look in the mirror is the only thing that you're working with, you are sorely mistaken. The real you, the real value that you bring is infinite. The same way that the real amount of resource that any one of the plants out there, the real amount of resource that they are tapping into is infinite. It's just like trying to imagine how much you know in your brain versus how much you have the ability to know because you can connect to the internet and ask questions. It's time for you to plug in, right? It's time for you to plug in. My spirit guides are telling me to share the tarot card of the week to add in. 5 of Earth as a challenger. You're too focused upon what you don't have. Girl, I choose all of these randomly. I do not think, what would go together? No, I flip to random cards. I flip to random pages. And of course, everything aligns. No such thing as coincidence. You're too focused on what you don't have. A mentality of lack is creating a lack reality. I'm going to read that again. A mentality of lack is creating a lack reality through the law of attraction. Help is close by, but your pessimism is preventing you from recognizing it. It's time to reassess your thoughts, the words you use, and your beliefs about money. Stop complaining and accept any assistance that's offered. So, like we were talking about last week, in your perspective configuration is off, right? We're going in assuming that we're not good enough today, in particular, is what we're talking about. The whole I'm not good enough thing it's not even you. What you think you are is a fraction of what you actually are. The same way that what you think a mushroom on the ground out in your backyard, right? This is the backyard of the dojo here, my office, right here at the mansion. What you think a mushroom is a fraction of what it actually is, according to science. In the movie, they said it was around, on average, 200 miles per step. Like if you step once in the forest, you are officially standing on top of 200 miles of mycelia. You have no idea what you're really working with. A lack mentality is what's creating the lack. And today in particular, we've got to plug you back in to the real internet. I'm not just talking about Wi-Fi or something with devices. I'm talking to spirit. Okay? And with that, the action step, as always, of the day is a strategic meditation. This week, you're going to log into school and type in the search bar, "Show me the money spirit guide meditation." Show me the money spirit guide meditation. It's 11 minutes long. So you type that in the search bar when you log into school. If you're not on school yet, click the link in the description of this video or in the email wherever you're looking so that you can hop in to do that. Because when you practice strategic meditation, active strategic meditation, what you're doing is you are tapping into what we in our community call the communal mind. There is a mental mycelial network that we have connection to and you can access through meditating in a strategic way. If you meditate for insight, guess what you're gonna get? Insight! Whoa, who would have thought? Now, we follow a 6-point structure for exactly how to do that so it works every single time. And you'll find that out when you join us on school, or if you've gone to any of my trainings. Shout out to you, comment below if you know what I'm talking about, right? Do you know that 6-point process? Comment below if you've done a strategic meditation or a journey with yours truly. But go into school, type in "Show me the money spirit guide meditation." What that's going to do is help you plug into the communal mind, a greater mind that knows where the money is for you. If you need, do you need more money? Go, if you do, type it in, "Show me the money." If you need more money, go and ask the greater version of yourself. If you are a theoretical mushroom, right, a metaphorical mushroom, tap into your mycelial network and say, "Hey guys, where's the money?" And ta-da, you'll be told, right? I'm not joking. This is like, we've been doing this for 14 years. Hundreds of businesses have been completely transformed simply by meditating strategically in a certain way. All right, and as you come to the end of this video, you may be thinking, okay, Victoria, this is awesome. I'm not on school yet. I have a lot of questions about what's the right next step for me. I would recommend that you book a session so we can hop on the phone and talk one-on-one about what's coming up for you hearing all this. The link is in the description of this video. It's a phone call. Unless you're in another country, then it's Zoom audio. But I believe in staying just on the phone so that you can kick off your shoes and be outside and connect to nature as we speak, right? Really drop into the heart. And for those of you who are on my email list, if you have not yet, go ahead, get your free meditation class pass. It has like the little ticket image in the email. If you open it up, like if you looked at that, have you gotten your free meditation class pass? We'd love to see you at the next live one on Zoom. Mwah. Big hugs and love. Remember, you do not have to lose your glow as you grow in life and business. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.